Click the links for Odysee and BitChute where there's a little bit less censorship. Okay, so naive normies. I was going to say naive white normies piss me off the most, but I don't even know if you can single them out on YouTube without getting hit for a, I don't know, like a hate strike or something. The normies, it doesn't matter if you're left of center, right of center, you might be these MAGA normies or slightly left of center, but still sort of vaguely have these nationalist feelings. These normies who think they're dealing with people who also have their best interests at heart, they don't know that they're dealing with these monsters, people who run these school boards, who take these keynotes, pivot points, infrastructure, positions of power, the media, school boards, academia, anything that has influence. And school boards, school, academia in general, the media, of course, has massive. It is the absolute pivot point. So people will take these jobs even when they could get, even at a financial loss to themselves, because there's something inherent in their DNA where they have to seize this kind of power so they can throw, the sabots, the wooden shoes into gears to destroy the gearwork, the nation. So the short version is the mayor, Craig Schubert, high school parents are calling for the resignation of the school board and teachers after students in the school's liberal arts writing class received a book of inappropriate writing prompts. Here's the thing, if you're asking for their resignation, there are videos about this going on Gab. You got to name the teachers in the school board who you're asking for the resignation. This article doesn't, because this is the left-wing media who's going to stick up for the left wing. If it was right wing, they would name them, but it's not. This is a left wing thing. This is how they cover for themselves. Little small details. It's like they constantly do this. It adds up. So why is he calling for the resignation? Because there's a writing instruction book, and it says, "It has come to my attention that your educators are distributing essentially what is child harm in the classroom. I've spoken to a judge this evening. She's already confirmed this, so I'm going to give you a simple choice. Either choose to resign from the Board of Education or you'll be charged criminally." That's the mayor. Because some of the students are, of course, under 18. The mother of a high school senior who received these 642 things to write about book previously worked as a teacher for 11 years. She shared some of the prompts. Okay, some of this stuff is, if you're talking about seniors, I think they said this. So you're talking about 17, 18-year-olds. Some of the stuff for a writing exercise is not such a big deal. Choose how you'll die. Write a scene was the first time I killed it. So these are issues about violence. But, for a writing exercise, it's like, it's just not such a big deal. Even something that's getting a little weird here says, describe your favorite part of a man's body using only verbs. It's like mostly you're going to say, the quadricep, the leg muscle that extends the leg straight, something like that. It's just like most of the stuff is just innocuous. But somebody is explaining this in a YouTube video the other night where they say something like, it's what they do when they groom people to, like, you dog whistle. Something like the dog whistle in front of oh my God, this girl on YouTube does this. She does this channel where she analyzes the trans kid things. And she's watching this, she's analyzing this video of where they're talking to kids about trans issues, and they do this thing where it's like a dog whistle in front of the kids' parents to see if the parents will raise an objection. And if they don't, you can go a little bit further, like something sexually suggestive in front of a kid. And most parents are going to be like, they're going to startle, like their shoulders are going to jerk up, and they're like, yeah, don't talk like that in front of my kid. Don't talk like that in front of anyone's kid, or I'm going to call the fucking police. So there's a phrase for it when you put this bait out there to see what the parents will accept. And we're watching this video of these trans kids and these in front of their parents, and somebody said something suggestive, and like neither one of the parents said anything. It's creepy once you see it. So a lot of the stuff, you have a dream, you're murdered, the violent stuff, it's dumb. This, it's just not such a big deal. It's a good writing exercise, I think. Here's what is disturbing. For you talking about people under 18, write a sex scene you wouldn't show your mom. That is that's the thing I described. It's the bait. It's the testing the waters to see how far you can get away with something. This is grooming kids. That this is probably illegal to give us a writing assignment. And the judge agreed that this is illegal and they could be charged. It's like, there's you're not going to charge everyone. It depends on like good or bad faith of the writing. It's like, this isn't like, you were not going to kick down the doors and arrest them for it right now, but this is something they got to be fired for because they're 17-year-olds. And then the rest of it is dealing with sex. You've just been caught in bed by a jealous spouse. How would you talk your way out of this? Write a sermon for a beloved preacher who has been caught in a sex angle. See, that's anti-Christian stuff involving sex. Describe a time when you wanted to orgasm but couldn't. You're talking about under 18s. Yes, this is 10 euphemisms for sex. Suicide hotline cancer. Okay, write a letter, a drug addiction point of view. Drink a beer, write about the taste. Well, they're all under 18. So how are they going to drink a beer legally? Write an X-rated Disney scenario. That's creepy. Even for college kids, some of this stuff is creepy. It's not grooming because they're past the point, but it's just, they're spreading as much degeneracy and filth as possible. It's like people, I swear to God, white people are the most naive people. They think they could kind of set up a system and it will just run itself. And then they don't look at the names of the people who are running for school boards, who are running for city council or mayors, or these little positions here and there. You don't look at the people and go, oh, who are these people who are on the school board? Like, who are these people? Let's take a little bit closer look at them. They just think, oh, well, the civilization will run itself. We set it up, we can just step back. It's like, yes, it's happened over hundreds of years, and you see that, no, everything requires constant maintenance. You have to constantly keep things tuned and in time. A room full of people want to sleep together first time you had sex. Yeah, that's fucking creepy. Even for college kids, that's still creepy. It's just not, it's not necessary. This is something like a writer's exercise you would sell in the open market. But you wouldn't, like at college, it's just not necessary. It's just like creepy, pseudo-edgy stuff. And there's a lot of degeneracy behind this too. And then there's a bunch of other, obviously, benign topics. So she shared the book given to kids. I asked my daughter if she'd been reading the book, the inappropriate stuff in it. She said yes. It's like, really? The daughter should have told the mom. She got the book. She discovered the horrific writing prompts. I can't even wrap my brain around a teacher. I don't care if it's for college credit. These are minors. So Eric Durker, a police officer, said the school should have cameras in classrooms so you could film everything and essentially review it at the end of the day. Absolutely. Like, it doesn't have to be on the students. It can be just on the teachers, so they're mic'd up and camered up. I think a lot of teachers would be perfectly okay with that. So the principal, who's Brian Welch, he's probably a globalist. He told the board and attendees, there are times we need to take a step back, reflect, and get better. You're not saying anything. You were caught out. Like, you're the principal. The buck stops with you. You knew this was going on. You're a creeper too. Like, I would love to know a little bit more of your backstory. He said he became aware the inappropriate writing prompts of books was used as a support resource in college credit class. We did not exercise our due diligence when we reviewed this resource, and we overlooked several prompts that were not appropriate. Yeah, you saw it, you knew what it was, and you let it go, and you're hoping you wouldn't get caught because you're probably a groomer too. So the school issued an apology and is working to collect the evidence. Yeah, I'm sure they would. And then the superintendent is Phil Herman. Well, he's probably a globalist also. So the shot callers, the principal and the school superintendent, the city council, the school council, you got to look at these people and look at them. Who are they? What's their backgrounds? Why are they on a school board? Some lady is on some school board. She doesn't have any kids. Well, she just wants to manipulate people as much as possible. Anyway, I hope this wasn't too bad for you too. But like, comment, subscribe, go to Odysee and BitChute, and I will see you guys all next episode.